Hey guys, Kokiri here, and welcome to today's video. In this video, I thought I'd do something a little bit different from what I usually do. So on my live stream on Twitch a few days ago, I was joined with a few friends of mine to where we actually did a Sonic debate by talking about each of the mainline Sonic games and express our feelings and opinions towards each one. This was just something we wanted to do for fun. We had a blast doing it over on Twitch, and I really loved it. I loved hearing my friends' opinions, and we had a good laugh here and there. It definitely was a lot of fun. But also keep in mind, for anybody who is coming in and watching this video, please keep in mind that these are our opinions and our opinions alone. So if you don't agree with us, that is totally fine. Please do not leave any hate comments in the comments down below. We really would appreciate if you did not do that. So until then, please enjoy today's video. And also, if you are a Sonic fan and if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends. Thanks for watching and enjoy the video. So today, I thought I'd do something fun and do something fun with friends, with a few friends of mine. So what we're doing today is we're going to be having a mainline Sonic debate. So pretty much we're going to be talking about every mainline Sonic game. We're going to talk about the mainline Sonic games and pretty much go in as to like how we feel about the games. Of course, you know, I hope you guys understand, you know, to keep this with an open mind. Like I said, that this is just our opinions and our opinions alone. So if you don't agree with us, that's totally fine though. That's totally fine. But if there's a Sonic game that you like, you know, more power to y'all. But like I said, this is just our opinions. But honestly, you know what? I can't do this alone.
Points at 06.
Oh, here they are. Oh, and here are my friends, everybody.
Hello.
There they are. So, of course, we're going to go in and go right around the room, and you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves. So, starting with you, Juan.
Hi, my name is Mr.JuanUp. I am a variety streamer on Twitch. Right now, I'm like on a break. But every so often, I do play games. Some of my favorites are Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, Tasmanian Tiger 2, a bunch of Star Fox games, and I obviously love Kingdom Hearts, so yeah.
Hell yeah. Prince, you're next. Go and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Mr.Prince2016. I am also a variety streamer. I like a ton of things like Kingdom Hearts, Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, as well as Call of Duty, you name them. Currently, I just came back to stream it, and I am doing a Kingdom Hearts 3 permadeath challenge.
Yo, let's fucking go. Let's go. Let's go.
Anytime, I gotta restart the game.
Oh god, I know that challenge.
Nice. And then, of course, and last but not least, we have another friend of ours, so go and introduce yourself, Jaws.
Hello, I'm SurvivorOfJaws. I am also, for the third time, a variety streamer that streams a whole wide variety of things. I just finished Sonic, I believe, as my last stream.
Oh, nice.
Taking a tiny little break. I love a lot of video games, like you name it, Persona, Sonic, Mario. Like, I just got back into Ori as well.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Of course, like I said, for me, I don't need more introductions. I go by Born Kokiri or Kokiri for sure. Honestly, you guys know I'm big into Zelda. I'm a Zelda content creator, but I do variety stuff. I like Kingdom Hearts. I like Mario games, Banjo-Kazooie. I do like Sonic as well, along with JRPGs, and also, I guess you can say I'm kind of a nerd. I'm the biggest nerd, sure. But I mean, are we all though?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
Are we all though?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, proud of it.
Before you deafen.
Oh yeah, what's up?
When we're talking about these first few Sonic games, are we gonna reference or talk about the cutscenes that happened in Origins?
Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah. Are we ready?
Yep.
Yeah,
Are we ready?
we are.
Are we ready? Okay. All right. So
Let's go.
let's go. Yes, totally.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay. All right. So the first one in the room, of course, we're gonna start it off going back to 1991. We're talking about the first original Sonic the Hedgehog, though. The first one. Honestly, you guys know this is the game that started it all. This is what makes Sonic an icon. Like, this is the character that Sega was rivaling against Nintendo's Mario. And basically, to me, in my opinion, Sonic won in like 30 years. Like, You know, it's still a really good game though, even though it does have 3 acts, but at the same time, this mostly was like a good presentation on what Sega can do to showcase the world what Sonic was like what can he do, pretty much. Like
I gotta be honest.
Go ahead.
Like even after all these years, I still go back to playing Sonic 1 on occasion because it just holds up really well in these decades that have passed.
Yeah, it really does hold up pretty well. And honestly, like even to this day, like there are still fans like who have actually never touched a Sonic game in their life. They've actually never touched Sonic 1, and like some people get introduced to Sonic 1 with many ways, such as of course with the new recently Sonic Origins. Of course, there's the little Genesis you can play on in Generations. Speaking of that, there's also the Gems collections along with Ultimate Genesis collection.
Yeah, and
but,
go
ahead, Juan.
Oh no, I was gonna say, I never owned a Genesis growing up or anything like that. So my experience playing this game was on the Mega Collection on the GameCube.
Oh, nice.
And that was
that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
dude. I mean, we could talk about that like later on when we get into like the more like adventure and all that, because that is part of the GameCube era. But playing Sonic 1 was something pretty cool. I mean, for one, the sound font was so iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, Green Hill, Marble Zone. I mean, all those songs in that game were just so good.
Yes.
It's very enjoyable to play through again and again. Like it doesn't get boring at all.
No,
it's just really fun.
I mean, I can understand that Marble Zone is definitely known to be extremely slow paced, along with Labyrinth Zone, which, by the way, I fucking hate that place. I hate Labyrinth Zone. Labyrinth Zone can go straight to the bottom of depths of hell. I hate Labyrinth Zone.
That's what most Sonic games were about. Like I've always heard of him as, gotta go fast. Anytime you have to do platforming.
Yeah, exactly.
And slows you down. I'm like, dude, I'm Sonic. You advertised him as going fast. I just want to go fast, bro.
Exactly. But I was gonna say though, like also one thing I can say is that since I said earlier this was the introduction for the world for Sega to show the world what Sonic could do. Like of course we all know Sonic's about going fast. And honestly, you can tell like when Sonic goes down slopes or loop-de-loops, like he has momentum though. Like literally, like if anyone can like speedrun it, or even just playing it casually, you can show that even when Sonic curls up into a ball, like he has momentum as he's flying fast. I mean, of course, the spin dash doesn't come into of course next game, but he has momentum though, and all the levels they really provide a challenge. Like honestly, like of course we talked about Marble Zone. Of course we have some relaxing, calm zones like Starlight Zone, which by the way I love that one. Starlight Zone was good, but also this is the first introduction to the rivalry against Sonic, and of course what his original name was in America, of course, Dr. Robotnik. But keep in mind as well, at the time when this game came out. In Japan, he was called Eggman, and then for us, he was called Dr. Robotnik.
Right.
He was called Robotnik. He was called Robotnik though. But honestly, I want to know what are you? I will say like the challenges against Robotnik definitely were really interesting. They did bring a lot of challenge. I mean, did it bring challenge to you guys as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
A little, especially during like our first few playthroughs,
Yeah, I mean,
of course nowadays they're kind of like just jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
They're still fun to just demolish Eggman or Robotnik in this time.
Right, and then one thing about it,
it's a lot of go ahead. I was gonna say it's a lot of like first time boss traps where like for example, like the first boss, there's obviously like flat planes and then 2 floating platforms, and you obviously gotta avoid the spinning thing or the ball that comes back and forth.
Oh, the wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Eggman, Robotnik coming in like Miley Cyrus, bro.
He came in like a wrecking ball, alright?
Yes, he did.
And then further along, like the boss fight progressively harder and more challenging.
Yeah, they get more harder, especially in when you're in Final Zone. Like Final Zone was really challenging.
Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me, but keep in mind this is also the first introduction to where Robotnik started putting animals into robots. Of course, bad news. But not to mention, this was the introduction to the Chaos Emeralds as well. Of course, we didn't get, it was not all 7, but it was still the introduction to the Chaos Emeralds. And this is around the time that Sonic could not go Super yet. That's on to the next game.
Yeah.
But honestly, to this day, Sonic 1 is still good. It's still a really good game.
I mean, I do like collecting all of the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, I do
too. Having the good. It's better to have the actual ending and collecting the Chaos Emeralds just for flowers to grow bigger.
Exactly. I mean, the special zone.
Then for Robotnik showing up with the emeralds and saying just
try again. I mean, the specials. Okay, I want to ask you, how do y'all feel about the special zone in Sonic 1?
I'm gonna be for real here. I kind of had a hard time with the special zones.
Yeah, they can get pretty challenging because they kind of like twist and turn every now and then sometimes you'll get on the red button that says, "Oh, oops."
Yep.
Yeah, I honestly do not like them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I think through all of the special stages in Sonic 1, they always spin, and then there's a switch that turns them the other direction.
Yeah, I think it's like the bumper that does the bumper.
Yeah, the key is really to try to get wedged in.
Exactly.
And dig to the Chaos Emerald.
Exactly. But honestly, it was a great introduction to showcasing who Sonic the Hedgehog was. Being a competitor to Nintendo's Mario during the console wars in the early 90s. But
hey, it might have been one of the shorter Sonic games, but I mean, hey, it was challenging
it was
for your
short,
first
but
playthrough,
good.
so
it was good.
It's short, good, and for first-time playthroughers, it's challenging.
Oh yeah,
especially the later zones.
That I can definitely agree.
So that's why I forgive why it's so short.
Yeah.
It's challenging, but it's also memorable.
It's very memorable. I mean, of course, Green Hill Zone being the most memorable zone of all time. And of course, everybody knows, even if you're not a Sonic fan, everybody knows what it is. Everyone knows how it goes, the little jingle. Like the na 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 na. Like everybody knows it.
Yep.
Everyone knows it.
It's a classic song. And
it's a very
song. let's all you'd be lying if you don't like, booting up any Sonic game and then quickly speeding through Green Hill Zone as fast as humanly possible.
And speaking of
that's really, I don't know how to say it. Was it satisfying to boot up Sonic
I think so.
And speed through Green Hill or
speed through Green Hill.
It's a sense of how iconic it is. Like, it's a classic. Like, with most things, you can never go wrong with classics.
You can never go wrong with classics.
I mean, hey, that's when, like in later titles, when Green Hill appears more, it's more to accommodate, because Green Hill is just the first level.
It's the one that started it all for the series.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's the first level. It's easy to speed through.
Exactly.
It just, it's nostalgic if you play.
It is nostalgic. So Sonic what else is nostalgic? Our next game that we're gonna move on to, Sonic 2, the one that everybody says is the GOAT 2D Sonic game of all time. The one that started it all.
The best sidekick.
Yes, introducing 30 years ago, we had Miles, Tails, Prower join in, honestly becoming one of the greatest sidekicks of all time, though. Honestly,
rivaling Luigi.
Like, rivaling Luigi, exactly. Like, honestly, he's a great sidekick. Everybody here loves Tails, though. I mean, in fact, I love Tails. I mean, even though in, other titles, he does get a little bit annoying sometimes, but he's a great sidekick, though. Like, in Origins, of course, it was kind of sad, the way, how he actually got bullied for being a two-tailed fox, until Sonic came along. But you can tell, every meeting,
he did describe that in the Sonic 2 movie, if you remember.
Yeah, he did describe it, how people would make fun of him, but then again, Tails is a really great character. You can tell, to me, when Tails was introduced, and I think Sega said this himself, the reason why Tails came in is because, of course, you know, everybody was into multiplayer games at the time, and people were playing games like Super Mario Bros. 3 multiplayer or Super Mario World, and of course, think about it. The majority is like, you know, like having the, you know, like the big brother, little brother play multiplayer games, and Tails is a reference to like being like the little brother to your player 1, pretty much. Just like how Luigi's like your player 2.
Tails could never die. Like,
yeah,
no
Tails could never die.
He couldn't die no matter. Like, people have made parody videos on that. Like, God, just kill me already.
Tails can't die. Tails can't die. It's like, oh, you dropped a ring. Oh, don't worry, buddy, I got it.
That's the whole thing. If you drop your one ring onto a pit of spikes, your little brother's like, don't worry, bro.
It's like, don't worry, I got it. I got you, bro. Okay, but anyway,
that's like a whole belly flop onto a pit of spikes.
Exactly. So Sonic 2 was a major improvement to Sonic 1. Of course, we had Tails. We finally got the spin dash. The spin dash, which is excellent. We were now dropped down to 2 acts instead of 3. Well, except Metropolis Zone. But the one and the levels were a little bit longer and challenging. But that's the one thing I liked, is that as you progress in Sonic 2, like, each of the levels got challenging. You had levels like Emerald Hill Zone, Chemical Plant Zone, which is honestly the most iconic one in Sonic 2.
Yeah.
I love Chemical Plant Zone. Chemical Plant Zone.
Anyone who knows Sonic 2 and Chemical Plant Zones knows that iconic OST.
Exactly.
For Sonic 2.
I mean, most of the levels of Sonic 2 were good. I mean, you have like Chemical Plant Zone, Aquatic Ruins.
We had Green Hill again.
Aquatic Ruin Zone, Casino Night Zone, Casino Night.
Oh yeah.
Casino Night, Hilltop Zone, Mystic Cave. I was a little bit mixed on Oil Ocean, just a little bit.
Oil Ocean.
Yeah.
Oil Ocean.
Oil Ocean's like 50. Right.
Yeah, and then
like there's some good things. There's some good things about it, but then like there's other things that are kind of annoying about it.
Yeah, if you're talking about annoying, go say hi to Metropolis Zone for me. That level is so challenging and so balls hard. I freaking hate those grasshoppers that throw those blades at you. And they hit. And the thing is, no matter how hard you try, they hit you every time. Every time they hit you.
No matter how hard you try to avoid it.
They hit you. They hit you.
They pull a Thanos. It's inevitable.
Exactly. And then the one.
I was trying to say they had that aim button. They know. They know
exactly what. Yeah, the slicers. Thank you, J-Ray. But the one thing I liked was, of course, even though this originally was Sonic's plane, the introduction to the tornado. The tornado.
Ooh,
we finally had the tornado Sky Chase Zone, and of course, it was so sad to see like how Tails got blasted.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was so sad to see how Tails got blasted out of the sky at the beginning of Wing Fortress.
Oh.
Yeah. It was pretty sad. I was like, no, Tails is dead. Tails died. No! Not Tails.
It was also like the start of like really cool intros to levels.
It was really cool. Yeah, exactly. That was a really cool introduction to levels. It was a really cool introduction to levels.
Because they wouldn't start doing that until like towards the end of the game, and then afterwards, when going into Sonic 3, they would start doing that more often, and that was really cool.
That was definitely really cool. But also, let's talk about the bosses against Robotnik, and of course in the Death Egg Zone. The bosses.
Ooh, the
bosses were like Robotnik had some pretty good challenging mechs with him.
Yeah.
They were pretty challenging.
And let's be honest. Let's talk about like the most iconic boss that most people that know Sonic 2 talk about. The Death Egg Robot.
Yes, the
like
Death Egg Robot.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. You forgot one important one. That's very important. Silver Sonic. You forgot Silver Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Silver.
The one that happened before that fight. Actually.
Silver Sonic. Like I really liked how like they kind of dropped the ball to where you had to go in like the perfect run. It's like Mario Galaxy's perfect run. You have to do this perfectly. Like fight Silver Sonic and then fight Death Egg Robot. And honestly, the setting
that's just proving like it's proving you're in the end game now.
Exactly.
You're really. If you lose your rings in the Silver Sonic fight, you better.
Oh yeah.
Better be a god gamer if you go up against the Death Egg Robot.
But also the setting to where Sonic was in space. That was a really cool setting.
Oh yeah.
It was so good. But also, the one thing we got to see in a Sonic game, I don't remember Sonic 1 showed it much, but the fact that for a guy, a fat man like Eggman, that man can fucking run, bro.
He can run.
Dude,
that man can
I've
run.
seen many YouTubers, many YouTubers, they make like these animations where it's like Sonic running after Eggman, and Sonic just like falls. He's like, how can a fat man run so fast?
Right, so fast. Yeah, actually, you know what? Here's the thing,
Dude, where was this? Where was this when he was fighting Sonic, dude?
Here's the thing.
Was this?
Sega from in the Twitter takeover, somebody asked that question, and Mike Pollock responded as Eggman. I was like, oh well, you see, I guess I work out.
just simply, I work out.
I work out.
I run the treadmill every day.
I mean, honestly, for a man who loves eggs, I mean, when you do think about it, eggs definitely contain a lot of protein in your body.
True.
Yo, he probably has scrambled eggs in the morning.
I mean, honestly, he probably has scrambled eggs or eggs Benedict, you know.
Ooh, sunny side up.
Yeah. okay, and then real quick. Also, the soundtrack was GOAT. The soundtrack is very good.
Oh, yeah.
The soundtrack.
Yeah.
But also,
for sure.
the special stages are a big improvement, though. They were really challenging.
Yeah,
they were 3D. It was in 3D. It was 3D.
Yeah. They were so fun.
And even cooler, you can do 2-player in them.
Exactly. Yeah, you can do 2. Yeah. Also, can we talk about the first Sonic game to have multiplayer, to where you can actually have a friend or a sibling play as Sonic or Tails?
I mean, that's let's be honest. They designed Tails, and they designed the gameplay of Tails as, this is gonna be handed off to the younger brother, you know,
the younger sister or whoever.
Yeah, the one that always dies. So let's give Tails that invincibility aspect. Yeah. Like, your sibling's gonna die a lot.
Here, you know what? Here. Take the controller. Your Tails. But guess what? I have some bad news. You're gonna die a lot.
But don't worry. You'll magically come back. You'll fall to the bottom. You'll respawn, bro. This is what is this? Minecraft?
Yes, totally. Yes, totally.
Yo, Tails' Minecraft house is just above the screen.
Also, here's Super Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Super Sonic.
Yes.
Super Sonic. The first time we got Super Sonic, and you can actually get a good ending if you get all the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, that isn't just like a minor change.
There is a good ending, though.
You know, there's an actual ending to it now.
Yeah, there is an ending.
Instead of just collecting all the emeralds and then, the flowers grow bigger.
Exactly.
You get an actual ending for getting everything.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's very comforting to do that.
It's very comforting. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to our next game, to where... Excuse me. Now, I want to know what you guys think of this one, right? Basically, this game is kind of getting a little bit of slap by other people. So let's move on to Sonic CD. Sonic CD. So,
okay.
All right, go ahead, Prince.
I was trying to say, now, I can sort of understand the slap. I can understand the smack behind it. It's just that I feel like the introduction that we got for Rosie.
Rosie.
Who soon later became Amy. Rosie and then Metal Sonic, and it's just like, now, where do they spell? It's like, when and where did these two suddenly come into play?
Where are they coming into play? And also, we can.
I like that the origins.
The origin, and even confirmed it in the manual that Amy was trying to find her knight in shiny armor, because this little girl over here is playing with tarot cards, which, by the way, that's not something you need to play with, little girl.
Yeah.
You should not be playing with You should not be playing with those little girls.
Also, let's ask the serious questions here. Why did Metal Sonic kidnap Amy when Sonic just didn't know who she was?
I think. Technically, I think. Well, I know there was a comic. I think it was just like, of course, she met Sonic over at Never Lake, where Little Planet was being chained by Robotnik, though. So I guess she just.
Right.
So okay. She probably thought that Sonic was her. knight in shining armor because of her tarot card readings. But also, can we talk, speaking of Never Lake and going to Little Planet, can we talk about that opening with Sonic Boom? That opening just gets me every time.
It gets me hyped. It gets me hyped to play the game.
And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was I'm trying to remember who did the animation. I think it was like the same people who did Dragon Ball, right? Or something. I'm trying to remember who did it.
So I mean, we can. I would say we could look it up, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
But honestly, I think the reason why Amy, Metal Sonic kidnapped Amy, was to kind of give Sonic a challenge, you know. And of course, and honestly, keep in mind, this was Sonic's first rival. This was his first rival. Like, this was like a character who was faster. It was like who was like equal.
Like him.
Who had equal amount of speed like Sonic did. They was completely equal.
Yeah, because I mean, Sonic, Metal Sonic is like a copy with Sonic's data. And
exactly. Right, but I will say the levels are. I guess you can say they are pretty linear, like Palm Tree Panic, Quartz Quadrant, Collision Chaos, where Amy gets kidnapped, Wacky Workbench. I think it's like Tidal Tempest. That's the water one.
I think it was
Tidal Tempest. And then of course, honestly, you have one of the GOAT ones, Stardust Speedway.
Ooh.
Stardust Speedway, and then of course, the most challenging one of all time at the end with Metallic Madness. But I
want to tell you, like, the first time I played Sonic CD was when it was available for free on a service called Amazon Underground, because I had an Amazon tablet. So like, paid for it. It was a service that was running for a little while. I don't think they're doing it anymore.
Yeah, like my introduction to playing Sonic CD was I'm trying to remember where I got it, but there was a package that I got that my parents bought me at Best Buy. Of course, I don't know if y'all remember Sega Smash Pack or Sega Smash Pack 2. But there was a CD that came in with like Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles, and Sonic CD. That's how I was able to play Sonic CD. But the thing is, I couldn't play Sonic CD because my old computer was just complete crap. I think it was like a Windows 95 computer. So it did not want to work though. It didn't want to work. The only thing I only had to watch as a kid was just the whole Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. That's all I got. That's all I got for Sonic CD. That's all I got.
Yeah. As soon as the intro stopped, it crashed.
It crashed. It crashed. I was like, oh, no Palm Tree Panic, no nothing else. This is all you're getting, buddy. But
this is what happens when you play us on a Windows 98.
Okay, so another thing to bring to the one of the big elephants in the room are the past and future signposts along with the time stones.
That wasn't
that was something, alright.
It was really confusing. I never really understood the concept of like having like a sign to where like you have to have a lot of momentum to either have Sonic travel to the past or to the future, and then of course the game requires you, in order to get a good future, two things. One, you can either destroy one of Robotnik's generators, so that way all the badniks die and they turn into flowers, or two, you can just collect all the time stones. And honestly, to me, in my opinion,
I always thought that the past and future signs were just kind of a cool gimmick, but
it was a really interesting gimmick. But also, speaking of gimmicks, we also had the introduction to the Super Peel Out.
I still don't know how to command. I've only seen it. I just don't do it.
Oh, you never seen the Super Peel Out?
No, I've seen it. Like I've seen it done in so many, like in Sonic CD and Sonic Mania, and like I think that's all that they did.
Yeah, I think it's kind of. I think it's actually in Sonic's taunt for Smash as well. He kind of does a little bit of the peel out, and he also does it in Lost World too.
I just could never figure out how to do it like on command. We just do the spin dash, and that was it.
Yeah, the spin dash was definitely there too. But the special stages in Sonic CD, they were a major step up to it being 3D like in 2. But you had almost like a mini open zone environment, to where, of course, you run on water. You can get run into a spring. You can trip on oil. And of course, getting those atrocious UFOs. Oh my god. Oh my god, those UFOs!
Remind me.
Those UFOs can be so annoying. Like sometimes
they started off so easy and simple, and then they got so
challenging. Like you can run into it as I got you. Nope.
Nope, you went through me. You went through me. You absolute fool.
I really hated them.
Yeah. You think you get it? You think you hit him. And then they're like, no,
they're not.
You didn't hit me. You're a disgrace.
Okay, also, one thing I also want to address is the music, other than Sonic Boom. Of course, we had 2 soundtracks, one for the US and one for the Japanese. I mostly prefer the Japanese soundtrack, but I'm going to say this right now. If you die and get a game over in Sonic CD and have the US soundtrack on, oh, damn, it's nightmare fuel, bro. It's nightmare fuel. It's nightmare fuel.
Let me tell you. That's the exact song they use in Sonic.exe.
Yep,
that's the exact same sound.
But also, one thing I like when you clear a level.
Also,
go ahead.
Let me tell you a little. I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you the little standing still thing, if you stand still for long enough, Sonic will just say, "I'm out of here," and jump off screen, and you lose. It's game over. Like instantly. You don't lose 1 life, it's just instant game over. I think it's like
right.
5
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of here. But also,
and then he just jumps.
Exactly. But one thing I also like, this is just me, like when you clear a stage and you have the Japanese track on, it's like yeah, shoo-ba-da-doo, yeah, but yeah. I don't know why, but it reminds me of a little track from the first Goofy movie. I mean, is that just me? Like, it's like, shoo-ba-da-boo, yeah, da-da-da-ba-da. It's like, it sounds like something from a Goofy movie.
I like the OSTs and the clearing music.
Oh yeah, the clearing music's so
Sonic
good.
CD, yeah.
I haven't listened to the Japanese one, but I've only listened to the US one.
It's good. I would highly recommend it. It's also on, I believe it's also on Origins. So you should be able to try it out.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so.
Very
I
cool.
think so. You should try it.
You can select between US and Japanese.
Ooh, okay.
From Origins.
Exactly.
Okay.
But speaking of Origins and having rivals, let's talk about our next rival in the room by going to Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
I want to talk about one thing before we move on. How did we all feel about bosses in CD?
They were easy, too easy.
Yeah,
very disappointing. They were just way too easy.
They were, even the race part when you had the race medal.
The race was good too.
Yeah, the race was good.
The race was good too.
The race gave me a bit of a challenge on my first.
The race was good too. But anyway, moving on to the goated game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which a lot of people say that this is the best Sonic game of all time. But how do you guys feel about Sonic 3 and Knuckles?
Along with Sonic 2 as well.
Right.
With how the story plays in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, it really, I kind of did like the introduction that basically it just feels like that, oh boy. Well, no, I'm sorry, let me dial that back. I'm sorry, I meant to say this as like, I like how Knuckles was introduced to us as Eggman. Basically, he's like, hey, so you see this individual here? Yeah, he's the one you should be worried about because he's probably gonna steal your big ass emerald. Your
big gemstone right now.
Your big ass emerald.
The Knuckles being the gullible dumb as he is, but we love him.
We love him. We love Knuckles.
He's a lovable. He's a lovable. Also,
can we talk about the fact that he actually is the first Sonic character to punch and knock out the emeralds from Super Sonic?
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm like,
he fucking punched out Super Sonic. He fucking punched him.
Can you fucking tell me?
He shot at him though.
Knuckles is strong though. Knuckles is pretty strong.
I mean, he's strong, and he also did get like a sneak attack on Sonic.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He did. He was ready.
Yeah.
So that's probably how he, with both of his strength and the fact that it was like a sneak attack, it definitely was enough power to knock out like Super Sonic.
Exactly.
Because if Sonic was prepared for Knuckles to show up, like there's a chance he'll get hit and like lose a few rings, but
Yeah, you lose your ring,
get
but
knocked out.
Knuckles traps you too. Like, he had a trap every now and then, like, as you progress in the game.
But he knocked the fuck out of Sonic. He's like, no.
He did. He was...
Dude, that made my jaw drop when I saw that. I'm like, dude, you can't just fucking knock out Super Sonic. How is that possible?
How is that possible, bro?
Exactly.
He's pretty goated. But also, oh my god. So you guys know about the split, right? Like how Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles both got splitted.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys know, but, and I could be wrong, but the reason why Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles got splitted up was because of McDonald's.
What?
It was
Really?
McDonald's. So the thing
Wait,
is,
what?
around the time, and also this is actually was the first Sonic game to where we had Takashi Iizuka actually come into the team and join Sonic Team. This is Mr. Iizuka's first Sonic game, was Sonic 3. But back to McDonald's. So at the time that they were working on Sonic 3, to when it was going to get ready to come out, McDonald's actually had an advertisement commercial to where they were talking about they were releasing, of course, McDonald's toys, you know, as usual, you know, of course, you know, it's fucking McDonald's, you know, McDonald's always gonna have a toys for something, you know.
Yeah, we
But
all
at the
know
same
that.
time,
we all knew
they were
we all
at
knew
the same time.
McDonald's.
At the same time, they were hosting a giveaway. For like, oh, one lucky prize winner will win a copy of Sonic 3, and Sega did that, and it's like, crap. Now there's not gonna be enough time to put in both Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so now we're gonna have to split them up. So y'all can fake McDonald's for the split up for Sonic 3
Damn
and
you,
Knuckles.
Ronald McDonald.
It was all McDonald's. It was all McDonald's, but also
It was all that clown's fault.
Also the music, the involvement with Michael Jackson. By the way,
Ooh, yeah.
rest in pieces to the King of Pop. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in
And
peace.
I don't know how everyone feels about this. While we're on the topic, how do y'all feel that Origins removed Michael Jackson's music?
I was a little bit
I hated
upset.
that.
I hated it.
That's such a bummer.
I hated
Such a bummer.
it. I hated it so much. I was pretty mad.
Like, why?
Because
I don't
the
even.
new songs they put in were so much worse.
I don't know.
So bad.
I don't. They didn't even tell us why they removed it.
Exactly, but
Like, everyone got upset and they didn't even answer. For
yeah, and I think
why
and I think Sega confirmed it, right? I think they confirmed it that Michael Jackson did have involvement, but he was just not credited.
Right.
I think, but speaking of Sonic 3,
I don't think he was credited.
the
in
levels,
The original.
so Sonic 3 and Knuckles' levels were much longer. The way to find Chaos Emeralds, they made you go on a hunt to find those giant rings. You have to hunt those babies down, those giant rings.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't say this.
This is the Sonic game that most likely you'll need like a guide nowadays.
Yeah, you need a guidebook to like,
those
oh,
rings.
where's the giant ring for this one? Where's the giant ring for this one? But
Yep.
But also, I mean, all the levels are good, like Angel Island Zone, Marble Garden Zone, a bunch of Carnival Night Zone,
The mushroom. The
Mushroom Hill,
Zone.
Ice Cap
Yep.
Zone, Ice Cap,
Oh yeah.
Ice Cap Zone.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
Ice Cap was so good. Ice Cap was so good. But also Launch Base Zone, Launch Base.
Launch
Launch
base.
base was pretty good too.
Launch Base
Yeah.
was good. But also one thing is we also had the introduction to the Blue Spears special stages. Those can get
those special
challenging,
stages.
bro. Those can get challenging.
Like that was the game that like you raged, I think, at one stream.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like the more you collect them and the more how longer you stay in there, the more faster it gets. And if you mess up, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, you better restart your console then.
Well, you better restart your console, or you better be so damn smart. You better go find another giant ring, but don't mess up this time.
Yeah.
Oof.
The one thing I will say though is okay, what was I gonna say? That I didn't know about the whole trick where if you just circle around a big group of them, they turn into rings instantly.
Yeah.
Until
that's a
until
speedy-
Mania.
Yeah.
Mania was the one game that showed me that. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, dude,
it was
this
really
It's
cool.
a speedy way. It's a speedy way to get rid of them.
It's a speedy way to do it to actually collect more rings and for you to actually get more extra lives and continues in case you get a game over.
Right,
and it's a good way to get rid of blue spears.
Yeah,
if
the game.
you-
Yeah,
if
the
you,
special
like-
stages in there was the special stages in there were extremely rewarding. They were rewarding when it came to like collecting rings and getting the Chaos Emeralds. They were very rewarding. Very rewarding for like lives, a bunch of other stuff. But honestly, the bosses in Sonic 3 were good, especially with Big Arm boss in the Sonic 3 side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but also let's talk about it how with Knuckles though. Knuckles had some pretty good gameplay. The fact that he can also spin dash, glide, and climb walls. But also Tails we can finally have the mechanic to where we can actually control Tails and fly with him instead of just jumping like in Sonic 2.
That was the game that you
started
could just play as Tails.
Exactly. And you can also have Tails carry Sonic if you were doing like co-op play.
Oh, and there was save points as well.
Yes,
recall.
thank you. That's the one thing I liked about Sonic 3. Sonic 3 had save points. So if you were to turn off the game, like you can come back to it anytime you want, and it will tell you like the last zone you were in. I was grateful that Sega did that. That they gave you.
It shows you what character you are at the top.
Yeah, and like how many emeralds you collected. Like it was so good though. But
it was like it's a whole nice thing to come back to, especially if you complete it.
Right.
And like say you lose it over the years and then you re-find it. It's like one of those moments where you find like a lost or old Pokemon game and you just see how your data is and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But also I liked how the game had a pretty great the game had a pretty great story, different for each character. I know like Knuckles like honestly I would have to say in my opinion that Knuckles' story takes place after the events of after Sonic's story, like after, of course, Knuckles realizes that Eggman's kind of an asshole. They return to Angel Island and restore the Master Emerald, and well, they didn't restore it. Like they took it back, and then they put Angel Island afloat. Because when you do think about it, at the end of Knuckles' story, like Angel Island is still floating in air. It's not like at the bottom of the ocean or something. So I feel like that Knuckles' story takes place after Sonic's story. Pretty much. Because the thing is, there's like, you don't fight Robotnik with Knuckles, you just fight an Egg Robo. Throughout the entirety of Knuckles' story. But also, speaking of which, can we talk about how Sega and Sonic Team need to bring back the Super Emeralds?
Ooh,
The Super we haven't seen this. Go ahead, Prince.
I was trying to say that's an interesting idea to. It's an interesting idea to introduce. Because I'm gonna be honest, if there is a way that we could see Hypersonic again, then yeah, maybe the Super Emerald.
Yeah, Hypersonic is there, but of course the reason why people did get complained about it because of course epilepsy and all that stuff, which I can totally understand why they had to remove it. But honestly, like the setting was just really good. Of course, we now have a new robot with Mecha Sonic, though. Mecha Sonic was really cool. But also, the setting and background, like to where they had the Master Emerald, like in a special sanctuary with the hidden power zone. That was pretty neat. Like you had all the Chaos Emeralds, Super Emeralds there, and then here comes this giant, big Master Emerald in the background. Like, it was just so good. But also, guys, Sky Sanctuary Zone. Sky Sanctuary.
Best music.
Yeah, I agree. Juan, we got good taste, Juan. We got good taste. We got good. I love it. I love it though. But also, the Death Egg Zone in Sonic 3 Knuckles was challenging. Much more challenging. You had a bunch of traps and everything else. Like, Death Egg Zone was challenging. Go ahead, Juan.
That's what you call an endgame section for sure.
But also, can we talk about the new Death Egg robot at the finale?
Yeah.
That was so clean. Like you're fighting this giant robot, and it has and is using the Master Emerald's power to, like, literally destroy you. And then you go super or hypersonic, and then you're just flying into death space, and you're just chasing Robotnik as he's just getting away with the emerald.
No, Eggman, you are not allowed to leave.
It's all these
man,
set
you don't
pieces.
understand. This is my game. This ain't your game. You see, I'm the good guy. You're the bad guy, and therefore I have to stop you from getting away.
It's set pieces like that, Sky Sanctuary Zone, like where like you can see the in the distance, and just like every other like background piece that just sticks in your for years and years.
Exactly,
you know?
and plus,
Sure
like,
it
but oh yeah,
does.
but the final level when you're in space, Doomsday Zone was so good. Like it just intenses, like it gets you more intense. Like this is a fun, like for a final level in a video game. Like it gets you intense. Like you're flying fast in depth of space. You got to collect those rings, dodge those asteroids, and you just want to take him down. You just want to take down Robotnik. You just want to take him down.
It's literally that final moment feel you are getting.
It is definitely the final feeling though. Definitely the final feeling though. But honestly,
I
Sonic,
love games that do that.
I do love that. But also one thing I want to add, I hate Sinopolis Zone. I hate that level. I hate it. I hate it. I hate Sinopolis. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it.
I saw that coming.
I hate Sinopolis. I'm sorry, but the second act can kiss my ass. I hate that. I hate it so much.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you either, dude.
Oh?
It was such a terrible act. I'm not gonna lie.
It was the second one because oh, you gotta turn off the light. You gotta turn the lights on to keep the ghosts from coming. Oh, I'm sorry. Booze. They're called booze.
Yeah, I will say this though. That act, the music from it, like they got that sample of that music and put it into Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah, they did. That was pretty
Yeah,
neat.
they
That
did.
was pretty neat. That was pretty neat.
Those is so bad, like, dude. Oh my god, I still listen to it to this day.
Oh yeah, it's
so
definitely a good track. But honestly, we can all agree here. We love Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But even if you're playing them separately, both Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles are really great games. And plus, we love Knuckles the Echidna as a character. You know, Knuckles
Sonic 3 and Knuckles was fun.
is good.
It was a fun time.
And speaking of 3, let's talk about one game that kind of went. We're gonna talk about this real quick because I don't think, because like I said, I haven't played it, but I know you guys. I know we talked about this before we started the stream, but but let's talk about real quick about Sonic 3D Blast, real quick.
Okay, here we go.
Sonic 3D Blast.
So who has played it?
I have
Okay,
not
me-
though, but y'all can share.
me
But
for-
y'all can share.
I was about to say me for some time, and I'm staying out of this because I rather not talk about this. I have a reason.
I was young when I first played it, and just running around in 3D as Sonic, like rescuing the animals and stuff. It was a very nice time.
Yeah, it was a really nice
I didn't
time.
recall the story because I was so young, but it was fun to play and just go through.
I know a lot of people kind of give it just a little bit of weird slap though, but I will say that if you're playing the Saturn version of Sonic 3D Blast, a lot of people admired the way how the special stages when you were collecting Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, I know that the special stages are different. I don't remember what version the Mega Collection was. I don't think that was the Saturn version, but
yeah, the Genesis one had, I think it was like you had like Sonic running like on a bridge. It was like auto scrolling and you just have to dodge bombs and don't fall off.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna lie. That one was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did get better at getting all the rings and getting the emeralds from that. But what I did like about 3D Blast was like it was a bit different. Like it was. I don't want to say this.
Maybe it's because it's 3D.
yeah.
Man, I don't know about
maybe
you,
that's why.
but I think it's because it's 3D.
It's 3D, bro.
I don't think many people are ready for it.
Oh no, they're not ready for it. They're not ready for it. And plus, I'm gonna have to try it out at some point, though. I definitely will.
I think with 3D Blast, it was kind of a cool like concept in a way, but it did go. It was what's the word am I looking for? It was thought out poorly in the way of progressing through the levels, and but the concept of like the platforming and the level design too was good. The only thing I had an issue with it was that there were some levels that, like, if you weren't careful, it could bump you all the way to the very beginning, and getting to where you were could take forever.
I'll tell you right now, chat. I'll tell you right now, chat. The only reason I know I haven't beaten Sonic 3D Blast, but it was just because I was a dumb child, so I just had fun running around. I didn't care how far I was into the stage or if I fell. So that's mostly why. Yeah, I know, Prince.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Don't make me get the Mickey out. Don't make
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god.
We should move on.
Yeah, we should move on.
Okay. So
we should
all right.
move on
So
before
let's
Prince
go.
does a breakdown.
Oh yeah.
The next game was
Wait. Hold on a
Saturn
second. Hold
game, right?
on a second.
Oh god.
Yeah, I also forgot to mind. I
channel
also forgot to remind you, I'm not doing any channel point redemptions either, y'all. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. guys.
If I can believe so, I believe the next game we're talking about is
Yeah,
Saturn game, right?
So actually we're about to. No, I think we actually got it. We actually got it with 3D Blast, but we're gonna go forward past the clock. We're gonna go start with this game that came out in 1998 in Japan, but came out in 1999 for us. Sonic's first 3D adventure to Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure.
Yes.
Sonic Adventure. Now, for me, I'm gonna say this right now.
Dreamcast.
I'm gonna say this right now. Sonic Adventure, in my opinion, is an underrated masterpiece. It's got some pretty fluid controls for each of the 6 characters. Has a great story. Really opening introduction, like when you boot up the game, but it's so good.
I'm gonna say something that I don't know if anyone's gonna agree on, but I have to say the original Dreamcast version is way better than what they did with Deluxe.
Agreed.
DS.
The Dreamcast version, yeah. For those of you who don't know, the reason why they do the whole like faces and their mouth one thing that people tend to forget is that the reason why they kind of have that weird facial expression with their mouth, which is hilarious, by the way.
I don't know why people complain about that.
At the time, it is because that Sega Trice and Sonic Team were did this with motion capture. That was all motion capture, you guys.
Oh yeah. This is happening.
But also, this is our first time in a 3D Sonic game to where we had Sonic had a new voice. Sonic had a new look and design. But also, I'm gonna say this right now. This is just my opinion, but Ryan Drummond will always be Sonic the Hedgehog in my opinion. Ryan Drummond will always be Sonic. I mean, I have a lot of respect with Jason Griffith and Roger Craig and Ben Schwartz in the movies, but Ryan Drummond will always be Sonic the Hedgehog. It's because Ryan's version of Sonic was more giving off the 90s vibes. He had that cocky attitude and like oh yeah, this is happening, like, and you can tell like he really took his role seriously. But
he did.
Ryan Drummond was so good, but honestly, but in regards to Adventure, like Adventure had some pretty great games. Like the levels were very linear, like. And I'm gonna say this now, the way how Sonic...
The bosses were pretty cool in Adventure.
I like the bosses.
I love the bosses though,
the bosses were pretty good.
I love the bosses, and honestly, I think it was great, like a lot of people at the time say that, that Adventure 1 started to age poorly, but it's kind of weird for me that people say that, because here's the thing, people give a lot of that whole same crap with aging poorly to a game like Super Mario 64, but Super Mario 64 was a different game at the time.
Yeah.
At the time being.
So at the time it was released, yeah, it's groundbreaking and whatnot.
It definitely was though. But I will say this though, the way how Sonic moves in Adventure 1, his controls were very fluid, and he had a lot of momentum, because every time you go down a slow, like whether you're just running or performing a spin dash or you're just Excuse me, you
Yeah,
were running up
spin
the wall.
dash was the way to
Like,
go.
you can feel that Sonic is going fast. He's like, that boy is moving.
You see it.
That
my
boy
man.
is
You
moving.
see
He
it.
is like Sonic. Like, honestly, I love Sonic's movement and control in Adventure 1. Like, it's really, really good. Like, you can definitely feel the momentum of, like, again, when you're running down slopes or you're just performing a spin dash. But I like how the game was divided into 6 characters. Of course, we had Sonic. We did have Tails. We did have Tails, though. Of course, we have Knuckles and
Amy.
Amy.
And then we have the best character,
and
Big the Cat.
the big character, Big the Cat.
Big
Big the Cat. Froggy, where are you? Where are you, Froggy? I mean, I'm gonna say this though. The story I like. The story was good, but the one thing that's hilarious is that Big Story has no involvement with anything that has to do with chaos at all. He just wants to find his fucking frog.
He's just fishing for his frog, dude. Oh,
He just wants to
find Froggy.
He just wants to find his frog.
That's his whole adventure. He just wants his frog, dude. Just let him have it.
Can we just agree though that definitely one of the most heartwarming stories in the entire game for Adventure 1 was E102 Gamma's? Oh man. Gamma's was so sad. Like, I love like how having like a robot character like Gamma, like you can realize that you know like he was being controlled by an animal, and like realizing like I guess who he really was, like, and knowing like he's not gonna like deciding like what to do for himself as a robot, all because Amy's like, please don't hurt me. Gosh damn it, Amy. Shut up. Shut up, Amy. Shut up.
Let's be honest. Adventure 1 kind of changed Amy a little bit.
They kind of changed Amy a little. I mean, we had like how Amy was just like so flirtatious.
I liked how it went from I love Sonic and whatnot. I mean, it carried over. She definitely still had that attitude in like the next adventure game, which definitely. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I also loved the levels for Tails, like how they're just all like race against Sonic, or you're racing against Eggman. And also,
here's the thing, Sonic, you forgot I can fly.
Yeah. I love how. Also, I will say this though. I love the power-ups that each of the characters get. Like you have like the light speed dash shoes for Sonic, the ancient light, the jet ankle for Tails. The shovel claw and the fighting gloves with Knuckles. Which, by the way, does anybody actually use the fighting gloves for Knuckles? Like at all?
I don't think I did.
I don't know if I did.
I'm gonna say this.
I use them just to snap on bosses.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they look weird for Knuckles to have yellow gloves, but I'm gonna say this right now. I've used them against Chaos 6, and it's definitely the cheesiest way to fight that boss. Definitely try it. Try it.
Oh yeah, you gotta love cheesing a boss.
Oh, tell me, Ron.
There's a way to one-cycle it through with the fighting gloves. Like, you could just charge it up, and if you hit it at the right spot, it can, like, KO it in one shot.
Yeah, dude.
It
was pretty good. But I will say this, though. The two slowest characters are definitely Amy and Big.
Yeah.
Amy and Big was so... And the only time that...
Here's a little Sonic fact for you.
Go ahead.
Did you know that for an Amy, I think it's only Amy specifically, if you get the speed up shoes, like the item that speeds you up, it does not speed up Amy.
It does not.
All.
It does not.
Yeah, it
the
does
only
not
time
work.
the only time that Amy speeds up is like if you're running and doing that hammer thing where she does that flip. That's when you kind of feel it though. But at the time, like and Amy is so slow. Like she can't jump on enemies. She can't do that. Yeah. And then anytime you want to attack, you immediately have to stop what you're doing and start swinging your hammer.
Yeah. Also, she has one of the worst power-ups in like out of all the 6.
Which one was it? Was it the warrior feather or the hammer?
It's both. Like it's just not usable.
They're not. I agree with one. Like they don't use them. Like you just stand there and she like spins around in one spot. You can't like go like in a big circle and just go around. You just have to do it in one spot. Like it doesn't even do anything.
I'll tell you right now, JR. I have no clue how speed shoots.
Speed shoots
don't
did not
affect
affect it
it.
though. But I will
They
say this though.
don't.
But I agree. We can all agree that Big the Cat's fishing is such a drag. And I'm gonna say this right now. After playing Frontiers,
What are you talking about? What
After
are you
playing
talking
front,
about, my brother?
after
it's the best.
after playing front,
it's the best.
I'm going to smack you. I'm kidding. Okay.
I know.
But
Yo, double malicious intent. I love it.
I'm gonna say this though. But
where's my rubber mallet?
But I'm gonna say this
quick?
right now though. I want to say this right now. I wish that after playing Frontiers, I would say that I wish that Big's fishing, the way how they incorporated Big's fishing in Frontiers, should have been used in Adventure 1.
Yeah, exactly.
That could
Yeah,
have been me.
Yeah, we can all agree on that one.
but here's the thing though, is that like they wouldn't have made Big unnecessary character then if that was the case.
And he just became a meme. He literally was just a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real, yeah.
Here's another problem. Like, it's just another problem I have with Adventure 1.
Oh.
Does anyone have the problem where when a character is speaking, like at the beginning of Sonic's story, the music just blares over him?
Yeah, like sometimes the
Yeah.
music.
You can't hear a thing.
Yeah, like the
out of
music can
him.
get a little bit loud sometimes. Like you can't hear them.
Yeah.
Like what? I can't hear you.
It's more apparent in the PC version apparently because
Yeah.
of the weird sound mixing. Like it's
So-
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 where the sound mixing on the PC version is so bad.
Yeah,
Dog shit.
it's kind of weird though.
So
But I will say
awful.
the lighting for the Dreamcast version of Adventure 1 is good. I love
the
I love
quality.
the lighting.
The quality
The
of
lighting
the
was
Dreamcast
perfect though.
to
And
like
I'm gonna
to GameCube.
exactly.
was
And I'm gonna say this
phenomenal.
now. I'm gonna say this now, but I loved Knuckles' gameplay in Adventure 1. Honestly, I'm gonna say this right now, and this is just a hot take. But I personally prefer Knuckles' treasure hunting levels in Adventure 1 than Adventure 2. Hold on. Here's the reason why. It's because the radar system actually incorporates you having the signal for 3 emeralds.
Yeah.
So while in Adventure 2 you only have to stick to just 1 emerald at a time.
I think that's just the general opinion is like everyone prefers the radar in 1 than 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
no,
why-
I-
Like the radar in 1 was definitely easier for me than finding emeralds in 2.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course to call
Go
ahead, one.
Oh, I was gonna say there's a reason why there's a mod for Sonic Adventure 2 to allow the radar to activate for all 3 emerald pieces.
Really?
Like it's just yeah, there is like there's that, and then there's also like I forget what other mod there is that's like really like amazing for FA2, but the radar one was a big issue for a lot of people, and the modding community fixed that immediately.
Yeah, exactly. But also though,
yeah.
now let me ask you this guy's question: How do you guys feel about Gamma's gameplay
Ooh.
for Gamma?
That's a good question.
I will say though, like
It is.
it's kind of interesting, like how most of the levels for Gamma are just all timed. Like they have like a time limit, and of course the game requires you to like keep shooting at everything just to add more stuff to the clock. But honestly, it's
Yeah.
kind of weird, like how literally all the bosses that Gamma fights, there literally are genocide missions. Like, oh, you're my brother at one point. Oh, by the way, die.
Right, I was like, damn.
Die. It was so dark.
And-
But
Wait, let's keep in mind as well that Adventure 1 was the first game or only game that we play as one of Eggman's own robot.
Yes, that was the first time we got to experience Eggman's own robot from Eggman's point of view, like when he was first created. And he was like, you are E102, codename Gamma. Which, by the way, rest in peace to what's his name, Dean Bristow. I mean, that's the actor's name.
Yeah.
Dean. I'm gonna say this, but I loved him as Eggman. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do have a lot of respect for Mike Pollock, the current voice of Eggman. But
Right.
Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 Eggman was more villainous than the Eggman we have now. I mean, yeah, Eggman now with Mike Pollock is more, he's evil, but he's more goofy. He's more goofy.
Goofy
But then
evil.
again, it's not Mike Pollock's fault. It's mostly the way like how the writers kind of like told him what he needed
Right,
to say.
Eggman.
Yeah, how to
like
play
how they
Eggman.
write Eggman.
Yeah, how they wrote Eggman, though. Right. But I will say the levels were really good and the story was just great. But also, we also had the introduction. We also had the introduction to, of course, how did you guys feel about Chaos in Tikal?
So,
Ooh.
in my opinion, I think it's really interesting, and for people who played Adventure 1, I find it really interesting that Chaos's whole thing was to pretty much protect the child, and I believe the emerald as well. And then Tikal was about that whole thing too, because the echidnas weren't really the best.
They were dark, dude. They were dark, especially Tikal's father, Paka Mechanic. I don't freaking know.
When I found out sort of the lore of that, like
Chaos was like protecting the Chow, and then the echidnas attacked and whatever. I'm like, dude, this is dark.
It's actually, and also yeah. And like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Chaos is actually a mutated Chow. I could be wrong on that.
Oh.
I think.
I think I read heard that from somewhere as well.
I think I read that somewhere that Chaos was a mutated Chow, but honestly, I like how the story builds up to like how the gang is like trying to collect all the Chaos Emeralds except for Big, to where of course he just goes on a frog hunt because literally the only reason why he chases Froggy is because one is like, oh, why do you have your tail? And then of course Froggy swallowed his Chaos Emerald and say, hey, wait a minute, you swallowed my lucky charm.
You stole Froggy.
Where am I, Froggy? Whatever happened to my Pollywog, pal?
Dude, my jaw dropped as well when I was playing Big, and then we got to the point where we found out that Froggy had a Chaos Emerald inside of him. Like, dude, when did you?
But honestly, I love the flashback story scene. The flashbacks that were like Tikal's trying to give each of the characters missing, and then of course, Big is just there. I was like, why is he here?
You know what I love about the adventure games? Big is just there in the cutscenes. He's just there.
He's just there.
Yeah. He's just there.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. But the
you'll see him, and you're like, oh, that's Big. Look at that guy go right there.
That boy.
He's just there, man. Look at that boy.
But the voice acting was pretty good. I love the voice. I love the game's voice acting for Adventure 1.
This is kind of a side topic, but it's like, here's the thing for me. I didn't actually play Adventure through Dreamcast. My dad had one, but apparently I broke it as a child. I actually played the game on the PlayStation 3, so that's how I.
Ooh, yeah. My first introduction was the GameCube version with the DX. Which, by the way, of course, I am kind of not a big fan of the DX version.
Yeah, I get that.
Go ahead, Josh.
My friend, they only had this for like a limited time, but apparently PlayStation was giving away the Sonic Adventure 1 like completely for free. Apparently at one point.
I bought it. I
think it might be because PlayStation Plus and whatnot. I think it was the subscription thing. If you had that, you can download it and now you own it. Which pretty cool. If you had that or you got it for free, good on you.
Exactly though. But the music in Adventure 1 is great. I love how all the characters have theme songs like It Doesn't Matter for Sonic, Believe in Myself, Unknown from ME, and of course, My Sweet Passion. I swear to God, if I hear Sweet, sweet, you're so sweet, 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 you're so sweet, I am going to literally punch some. Oh no!
Stop the madness.
Man, y'all weren't expecting the actual note hitting, weren't you?
But also, of course, Lazy Days is catchy for Big, but Gamma's theme was good too. Gamma's theme was good.
Let's be honest. Big's fishing OST, like, oh,
it's so good.
The first stage, iconic.
The first, but my favorite for Big for fishing theme is Big fishing at Emerald Coast, and I listen to it all the time to this day. I still do.
You,
I still do.
I think you played one of big.
I did. I
when
played
you
it on
went-
Frontiers. I did. I did.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, yo, this hits different now.
I did.
It hits
so
different when you. Man, I don't know about you, but fishing in Frontiers, and then you played that. I'm like, man, this just hits different.
But I would just say
Yo-
though, that Gamma's story, the ending of Gamma's story was very sad, very sad. But I really like the way, like, and honestly, by the way, like, if you all listen carefully, like in the end for the Supersonic story, you can hear people like "Go Sonic!" Like literally, it sounds like that those are just random people from the offices that saying. I was like, "Oh, you want to come voice a character here? Come turn the background." I was like, "Just go Sonic, go!"
Go, yeah, that's
but
Sonic.
guys, open your heart.
Oh
my God, open your heart. Definitely,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but every time I come back to Adventure, it gets me hyped. Every time it gets me hyped.
So good.
Hyped up.
It gets me hyped. It never fails to get me hyped.
I don't know. When you listen to a song and it gets you hyped up to play a game, whether it's Sonic or any other game, it just, I don't know.
It hits different. To me, it just hits
Yeah, I was
different.
about to say that too, Prince. I'm like, I don't know. Should I say it hits different, or should I try to find another word?
was like, no,
Exactly,
it's different.
exactly. But speaking of Goat, we all can agree that Sonic Adventure 1 is great.
Yes.
But let's talk about the game sequel, Sonic Adventure 2, SA2.
Let's go.
I do have to, I do
SA2.
have to bring up. Does anyone remember? Has anyone played the Sonic Adventure 2 versus mode?
I have played the
I
versus mode.
have.
The versus mode is so good.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, Amy. Oh my God.
Amy's broken. Amy is busted
Amy
as fuck,
is
bro.
busted.
Amy is
Let's
busted
talk
as
about
fuck.
Don't, let's not talk about. Hold up. Let's not talk about the fact that just wait a minute. Just hearing that phrase stops me dead in my tracks.
It just sounds.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like just wait a
and
minute.
also that hey come on move. Oh my God.
Okay, no, hear me out on this. All right, that triggered so much PTSD with me. I was like, oh my God. You literally stuck on the screen for 20 seconds. The only way to get out of it faster is by mashing your heart out.
Mashing your heart like a
Dude,
bit.
let me tell you something. Anytime I feel like as soon as I said just wait a minute, I feel like Prince just got war flashbacks or something like that.
Basically.
Just the Vietnam flashbacks meme played in his head.
But
He's
I
like,
will
oh
say-
no.
so funny
Oh my
because-
God.
It's so funny because like you would think like giving Amy to like your sibling or whatever would be the biggest like advantage for yourself, but really you just fuck yourself.
Exactly, and then the fact,
You wanna know
you can play
something?
as Metal Sonic in multiplayer.
You want to know
Yeah.
something? You want to know something that's really funny about versus mode?
Tell me.
If you go up to someone that hasn't played like either played or hasn't played, and you tell them just wait a minute, and they're confused, and you're like, oh hold on, let me just boot up Adventure 2 and play as Amy for a
Oh
second.
my God.
My
God.
their reaction to you saying just wait a minute is
Just
gonna be on
wait
a
a minute.
whole nother level.
Just wait a minute. But also,
They're
oh my God. But also, I would say the story is much better than Adventure 1. And also, fun fact, this is actually a fun fact, this was confirmed in an interview. This confirmed on an interview that was on a YouTube video by Saul Coming Johnny, but Sonic Adventure 2 is Izuka's favorite Sonic game.
Yes.
Izuka confirmed it.
really
Izuka
yes.
confirmed his favorite title was Sonic Adventure 2.
There's
you-
a reason for that.
And he loves it. Izuka loves it. Izuka loves Sonic Adventure 2. I love Sonic Adventure 2. It's so dang good.
Adventure 2 was pretty fun. I remember coming into one of your streams of that. I can't remember, but I think Adventure 2 was one of the first streams I joined. No, that was Mario Kart. It was like one of the
Yeah.
streams to celebrate and whatnot.
Right. It was
Sonic.
definitely a celebration though.
Yeah.
I will say this: I think Sonic moves the best in this game.
Sonic does
In
move
my
the best.
opinion.
I love
Yeah.
all the
Really
characters.
nice.
I like how there's like 2 stories, so like where you, all the 6 characters Like there's like 3 characters per story, 1 for the hero story, 1 for the dark story, and also big shout out to my boy and my homie Shadow for coming into the scene.
I was about to say that.
I was gonna ask, are there? I was gonna say,
let's
let's admit, we all love Shadow the Hedgehog. We love Shadow.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this right now.
Wow.
All hail Shadow. All hail
Control.
Shadow. All hail Shadow.
Yo, speaking of that, can't wait for his appearance in the movie.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say that here.
Okay, literally the whole internet's gonna go ballistic, and I bet the moment we all see like Rouge and Omega as well, I hope Omega's
Exactly. Oh yeah, we also have Rouge as well. I mean, and also I will say the lip syncing for the cutscenes were just a little bit off, but also they also used motion capture. Again,
it
did.
Didn't bother me.
But honestly,
I have one thing. One thing before we leave Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Faker, I think you're the
And honestly, and anybody who loves Sonic can definitely quote that game. It was like, so far so good. Hey, Vance, Dapu Hedgehog again of all places.
I'll make you eat those words.
Faker, I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Huh? You're not even good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words. There's no time to play games. You won't even get the chance.
If someone were to tell me, go ahead.
Let me tell you. The amount of times in any storyline that the characters just interrupt each other is hysterical.
Exactly, it was so good. And but I will say this though, I love the way like how Adventure 2, the way how they introduced Shadow, like he was a creation like by the military, you know, under the works of Eggman's grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik. But his story goes dark, especially what happened to Maria, dude. Like, holy crap,
let me tell you, if Shadow was real, don't ever bring up Marie. Oh, have you heard the Sonic takeover? Anytime someone would say like, "Hey, Shadow, how's Marie?" He'd respond,
he gets mad.
You better watch your back.
He gets so mad, man. But I will say this though. But also, one thing we can also remind is that this is the first Sonic game to where we had a first opening level that is a city theme. Because think about it. In the past Sonic games before Adventure 2 came out, everything was like either in reference to either Green Hill Zone or a beach theme. But what Sonic game can you think of that starts off in a city? Sonic Adventure 2.
Only Adventure 2.
Adventure 2. And City Escape is the most iconic level in Sonic history. It is so good. The music is good.
The music.
And here's the thing. Even if you're not a Sonic, follow my rainbow. But here's the thing. Even if you're not a Sonic fan, or even though if you're hardcore, I will say this though. Everybody knows the level. Everyone knows the song. Everyone knows it.
Yep.
Like, it's just very iconic though. And like the stages are much more better. Like the speed sections for Sonic and Shadow are better. The levels are more linear.
Shadow's boss fight, dude. Remember
Shadow's boss fight on the end with True Story.
Oh yeah.
That's not even a song. It's called like for True Story. It's so good.
Oh yeah, and leading up to both sides teaming up, and Sonic and Shadow going super.
It is definitely so good. Like go ahead, Prince.
Oh, and I was trying to say like for True Story, like that soundtrack lives rent free in my head.
It goes hard. I agree.
It's even.
Oh my god.
It's even more iconic when you think about it. It's because it's Sonic and Shadow just casually trash talking to each other as they're about to like throw these hands.
Exactly. Like even when you get to the level after
they're just having a casual talk.
Yeah, it's just a casual. It's like you never piece to the prize, boo. Like honestly, it surprises me like how like Sonic was able to survive that capsule explosion though. Because honestly, you kind of think about it like, was it really the fake Chaos Emerald that he held, or was it the real one? Because think about it, when Eggman said it's like you thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, did you? Like now here's the thing, did he actually know about that, or he actually just said that before Tails was like, oh, so how did you know it was the real one? Tails, because he just told me, box boy. Good job, Tails. You fucked up. You fucked up, Tails.
That was a nice. that was a nice comeback. He's like, "How'd you know that emerald was fake? Because you just told me."
I want to say this though.
boy.
I want to say this now. Eggman in the entire game for Sonic Adventure 2, he had his scheme planned. It was planned.
He had it all.
Everything
planned
was
out.
planned. Blowing up half of the moon and like, blowing up half of the moon and a bunch of other stuff. But,
or should we say?
But also the
Pissing on the
most
moon.
darkest, the most darkest thing in Sonic history, having Amy at gunpoint.
Oh yeah.
He had the blinky, he had the Glock on him. I was like,
He was
"Hey,
ready,
yo,
but
Eggman."
also
He's like, "Hey, you want this?"
it got so dark in like when you're running as Sonic and Crazy Gadget. Like if you listen to the intercom, like if you take too long, where he's like, "Sonic, what are you doing? If you don't come here, she will die." I'm like, damn.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I heard that. I'm like, damn, Eggman. Oh my god.
Damn.
Eggman he
He wasn't joking. He wasn't joking around.
He was on unhinged energy that whole moment. I was like, "Hey, yo, Eggman, wait a
Dude,
minute."
that's how you know
was
he
good.
was serious. That's how you know he was serious.
Exactly. So
God.
so how do you guys like the speed stages for Sonic and Shadow?
The speed stages? Okay. So, let's just say one thing. For playing City Escape, if none of you noticed, Big was actually in
Big
there.
Big gets
Yeah,
hit by a
big
fucking
guy
truck.
hit by
Big
the truck. Gotta be the funny. I'm like, that's what you get, you big bitch. You made me fix for Froggy. This is what you fucking get.
I had to mention it before I said anything. I was like, no, I gotta
Oh
say
my
this.
god.
Dude, when we were talking about Big and that he showed up in every stage, I so wanted to just say like, oh yo, remember that time he showed up in Adventure 2 when he got hit by a truck?
And I can imagine he was trying to probably find his thing for. I was like, Froggy, wait up, Froggy.
Froggy, we're like, oh.
Okay, another one. The treasure hunting stages for Knuckles and Rouge.
They were a little okay. It's just
They had
as
more
they all
of a
said.
mini. They were more open. Well, they felt a little bit open worldish though.
Yeah, they
For both
felt
Shadow
a lot
and for
more
both Sonic,
open.
Knuckles and Rouge. I'm gonna say this.
They felt more open.
Their chemistry was brilliant in a hilarious way. And you can even tell, like, around the end, like, after they fight and Meteor Herd, you can tell that Knuckles liked her, because he was just like, I'm sorry if I hurt you.
Yeah.
You can tell! You can tell!
He
liked
may be
her.
a
He liked-
knucklehead. He may be a knucklehead, but let's be honest, he's polite to the ladies.
He liked Rouge.
He is. He either likes Rouge or he's just very polite to women. He's like, I'm sorry.
He liked Rouge.
He's a ladies' man.
He
Can
likes her.
Also, can I say one thing? Why did they have to shrink the size of the Master Emerald in Adventure 2? And did anybody else notice that? The size of the Master Emerald is much different. I don't know why they did that.
I think, okay, I know it was explained somewhere, but I forgot, so pretty much the same reason you guys, I don't know why the fuck it shrunk.
It's like, honey,
I don't know.
Welcome to
Honey,
Honey, I
I
Shrunk the Master Emerald.
Sorry, Chaos. I shrunk the Master Emerald.
I shrunk.
Whoops,
I
my
shrunk.
bad.
I shrunk to call. I shrunk to call.
to call, I shrunk the emerald.
And then I will say this though, the max stages for Tails and Eggman,
yeah.
where they had all the platforming. They had all the
when
platforming.
Tails was fighting Eggman, like, oh my god.
They had all the platforming. Even like you can tell like for Eggman was up his villain game. Like when he first lost against Tails, he was like, "This time I'll let you go, but the next time we meet, you won't be so lucky." I'm like,
Hey, Prince.
Yo.
Since we're on the topic of the mech stages, that's it. I'm calling the police. 911.
oh no.
Yes.
I am the police.
Also, can we just love the lines like every time Eggman got damaged in Adventure 2, he's like, "Ha! That's it! I'm gonna destroy you!"
Oh, I can't believe this.
I mean, also I like how like at the last final fight against Eggman and Tails, it's like, I can't believe I lost Tails? He
I
just
lost
sounds
to the
so
fox
upset
boy.
that he lost to
Impossible.
Tails. Impossible.
I lost to
Tails.
a fox. How
Tails?
disgraceful. Hey, and also, Adventure 2 did bring Sonic into space again.
It really did, but I'm gonna say this though. I wish that Shadow had more stages.
Dude, did anyone realize what happened to Shadow at the end too?
Okay,
Oh
so
my
it's-
God.
It was explained on Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it was explained.
Yeah,
but
it
we'll
was
get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, when we get Shadow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
honestly,
let's save that.
the cannon's
ending
core. The
for-
cannon's core was definitely did provide a challenge and definitely tested your skills for all 6 characters.
Yes.
But also, can we talk about supporting me when you fight BioLizard with Shadow? Supporting me goes hard.
it
To
really
the
does.
pressure,
Everything is just
just
like before long. So good. But also,
It is.
I'm gonna say this though. I also love the new the music was great too for all the characters, especially the rap music for Knuckles, like Knuckles rap music.
Oh, the Knuckles rap.
And then of course, go ahead, Prince.
I was about to say, like, remember Pumpkin Hill Zone too for
Pumpkin Hill, baby.
You know
I
what-
love
You know
Pumpkin
what this
Hill.
place looks like? Looks like Pumpkin Hill. But
also,
And then there was the aquatics. I think it's
Aquatic Mine.
Thank you.
Let's
Aquatic
take a
Mine.
dive in aquatic mines. First was a coal pit, now it's a water line. Makes you want to sit back and enjoy the ride. So dang good. But also, one of my other favorites is even though I don't like the level itself, the rap theme for Meteor Herd. Like go get
Oh,
you.
I kinda like that. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying I liked it. I was saying the level's something else, but I like the song for it. The song.
Okay. Gotcha.
The song, but also
Man,
space level,
sometimes
space
in
levels,
Sonic,
space level.
if you
Fuck Mad
sometimes
Space.
in
Fuck
Sonic.
Mad Space. Fuck Mad Space.
oh god,
I-
sometimes
Mad
in
Space
Sonic
for
games.
Rouge. Mad
Yeah,
Space
Rouge.
for Rouge. And I will say though, Adventure 2 Battle is much more better than the Dreamcast because of multiplayer.
Yes.
This is all
Yes.
facts and nothing
Hey,
but facts.
hey, everyone just chill out. You guys hear that in the distance?
What?
What?
Just wait a minute.
Oh my
Oh my god!
No!
But also one important thing, the most important aspect of why people love this game, the expansion of the Chow Garden. Of course, I was not gonna forget the Chow Garden. I was not gonna forget.
Oh,
I mean, Adventure
were not
One.
gonna forget about that.
Adventure One also had Chow Garden, too.
But it was so small.
It was very small. Like they
Dude,
improved
anyone remember
everything.
Chow Wrestling? The Chow Sumo?
Chow Karate.
Yes.
Chow Karate. It's Chow Karate.
Yeah, Chow Karate.
Chow Karate. Chow
The Chow are
Karate.
just so cute.
It's
they have
so
like different.
It's so good.
There's the little black
and,
Chow. We have the normal
I
Chow.
loved how they had multiple gardens with the neutral garden, the hero garden, and the dark garden.
Yeah, like it depends on who you're playing as.
Like who you're raising it with. And also, it's funny. I like the way how it's funny to see Eggman raise a Chow. Like every time he pick him up, he's like, every time he's jumping, he's like, yeah, yosh.
I love it.
I don't know. Is it just me? But every time Eggman jumps, even when he's in the mech, he always says "yo." He's like "yo, yo,
Yes.
yo, 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 yo,
It's
yo,
so
yo."
Yo, Sonic, what's up?
He's like yo, yo, yo.
Yo, Sonic, I'm a bust a move.
What were you saying, Juan?
Have you guys ever fully raised a Chaos Chow?
I have not. I've been trying to get one for years. I've been trying, but I mostly raised a Sonic Chow.
Okay. But like, you know what I mean, right? Like the ones that are
Yeah,
like
yeah, the
clear.
one that look like Chaos. Yeah.
Yeah. Those were, dude, I raised a dark one, and it's like,
Sweet.
it's like the embodiment of Satan in a tiny little body.
It's so good, but also I love the Knight's Chow too. I've gotten one of those before.
They're
The
so
nice-
cute.
The Knight's
They're so
Chow.
cute.
But the Chow Garden is much more better than Adventure 1. But also, guys, most important one of all time. Hey, you know what you guys gotta do? Live and learn. You gotta live and learn.
Live and learn.
Live and learn is the
Hanging on
change my mind tomorrow. Here's the thing. Live and learn. Best Crush 40 song of all time. Change my mind.
You'll never find.
But also,
your way.
I also love Throw It All Away from Shadow. You know, the overcome darkness and doses and da-das.
That was
Throw it
so
all away. I mean, Rouge's theme was good too, the Fly in the Freedom.
Yeah, at least we didn't get a ha 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 ha. At least we didn't get any of that.
No, please. But live life is right there, man. Okay, J-Ray, you
Yeah.
have a point. You have a point.
Exactly, though. Oh, shit. I messed up with something, though. But honestly, Sonic...
Damien is asking what a Sonic channel is.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I told him. It's a channel that just looks like Sonic, though. That's all there is to it. But Adventure 2, great game. I love the final boss fight to where you actually swap as both Sonic and Shadow. Even though the ending is sad.
Yeah.
The ending is really sad, though.
We're not gonna say it until we get to Shadow.
Shadow the
but
Hedgehog.
definitely go and check out Adventure 2 if you haven't. Actually, like since we're talking about all these Sonic games, definitely go and check out all of these ones that we're talking about.
Oh yeah,
They're
but
really-
speaking of...
definitely go check them out.
But speaking of next games, let's move on to one of the most interesting ones of... Oh yeah, oh yes, the Eggman theme.
Eggman
theme
theme.
was good. I am the Eggman! That's what I am! I am the Eggman! So good. So good. So good. But anyway, let's move on to another game. We're moving on to... How about... You know what? I could use a couple of friends on my side. You know what? Fuck it, we're going to Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes. Welcome to Sonic Heroes, baby!
Let's blast through with Sonic speed!
Okay, alright. I'm